Hey yo everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Men of War, issue number 5. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, where we last left off on Men of War, Sergeant Rock, who actually won the award as Badass of the Year, has unfortunately put himself in kind of a pretty predicament. After fighting off several different enemy combatants, him and his men were actually captured. And they were captured by these paramilitary-looking individuals who happen to look old. Just look old. They're jacked, they're big, but they look kind of old. And we'll get into that a little bit more later. But see, Sergeant Rock, being the badass he is, doesn't quite understand the definition of you got captured. So, he grabs one of the enemy's pistols and he firefights and pistol whips his way to victory. However, he's put in a tough predicament because one of his soldiers gets hit and wounded, and the enemy combatants offer to help them out if they surrender. And so Sergeant Rock has no other choice but to surrender because his friend needs help. Now, we get introduced to who exactly these bad guys are, because a mysterious figure shows up, a man, very pale, dressed in a suit coat, comes up and he tells that these individuals, these military officers he's using, are actually old military officers used in like the Battle of Waterloo or in the American Revolution in various different points in history. For some reason, they're still alive, and for some reason, they really haven't aged past 50 or 60. But these are soldiers from wars past. So it comes down to Sergeant Rock versus the heroes of previous wars from throughout history. Seeing Sergeant Rock is such a badass, will he be able to hold his own against these merciless soldiers? I'm just going to have to read and see. In addition to that, there is a backup to this issue, but I have not read it yet. I usually wait later on in the week to read the backup issue. So we're only going to critique this issue mainly on the Sergeant Rock story. So let's do the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Well, like I said, Sergeant Rock won the award for Badass of the Year, and he proves it here. Dude, he is surrounded by all these enemies, and he finds one pistol, which probably has only like 2 bullets in it. He's able to fight his way out of this predicament. Awesome. And even when he gets captured, he still finds a way out of the predicament. He's the ultimate improviser, ultimate decisive individual. He works with what he needs to work with. He's very adaptive, very akin to how a soldier should be. Think on your feet, do what needs to be done, and he does it. He has very little to work with, but like MacGyver, whatever he has, he excels with it. He could have like a little string and turn it into a deadly weapon. It's like the Chronicle of Riddicks, when he takes that teacup and he kills someone with the teacup. I'm sure Sergeant Rock could kill like 20 people with a teacup. So Sergeant Rock is consistently shown as a badass. We also get kind of a unique backstory with these soldiers, and the fact that they're actually soldiers from previous war throughout history. It's a unique backstory. It's not too far-fetched in a comic book universe to be used in a war story. And what I mean by this is that Men of War is a war comic. It is normal, everyday soldiers, just they're in a world where there's superhumans. You can't avoid the fact that there's metahumans and superpowered individuals. Them going up against individuals that are just warriors and soldiers from previous wars, it can still kind of work with the comic. And I kind of like that. I like how Sergeant Rock is a comic that has these individuals that are normal soldiers that use normal weaponry used by those soldiers, and they go up against these metahumans and these special endowed, powered individuals. I think it works pretty well. And this feels like it's paced pretty well, too. Bad. We don't really know the names of these bad guys, these soldiers from previous wars throughout history. We really don't know their names, and we don't really know what their angle is. We get to learn a little bit about them, but we could learn a little bit more. Second thing is, I feel as though Sergeant Rock's Men, I'm hesitant to call them Easy Company because they haven't been called Easy Company yet. But I'm a little, they are very underdeveloped. I would like a little bit more development with them. Sergeant Rock is coming out beautifully. The other ones need a little bit more development. Whether or not you should get it. I said this before in probably the past 4 reviews of Men of War, and I'll say it again. Men of War is a great comic, and I was hesitant on war comics, but it pulls it off very nicely. It has a great blend of realism and at the same time science fiction. It really gives you a good sense of the condition the characters are in, the situations that they're put in, and how they need to get out of those situations. So definitely, Men of War, good comic. I give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. Fun, enjoyable, a nice ride, but it still leaves a little bit more to, well, a little bit more that we want, a little bit more information, but enjoyable and leaves off on a good cliffhanger. So this is Andrew saying, peace out for now.